fifth doesn't like the looks of this with that. Where's it at? I can't really see. I wrote his name on there. I think that Kenworth dust on there looks pretty good. I'm not left-handed or do this in the... Never mind. Well, it's kind of taped off and a little bit primered. So you remember all the peeling paint on here and all the peeling paint up there. Bottom of the door was rusted. There's a bunch of rock chips up there. There's rock chips there. Bottom of the door was rusted there. The problem with me is I know I'm not going to do a fantastic job at this. I'm not an expert. But the problem is, I'll try it anyway. Today's video is brought to you by Pro-Tex Premium 2K Chip Guard. No, it's not, but this is what I'm going to use. It's a two-part with a catalyst. It's kind of like a bed liner, textured. It's textured. And then we got the Deltron tint, because this is, it can be tintable and paintable. I'm actually going to use a roller. Hey, I just thought of something else. Today is brought to you by McCoy. Real McCoy owns a construction and forestry. No. Today's brought to you by Mountain Dew. No. Real McCoy, hey, I'm glad you like that hat. I saw that and I thought, you know what? I've got to get him a hat. And I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Can you add anything, Mother?
You've got an awful pretty hat on.
Oh my gosh, I was about to forget. Lord have mercy. Mother, some director you are.
Well, I helped you.
Thank you, David Haley. David Haley sent me this hat.
Use my pry bar thingy bob here. Some use them for turning screws, but I just use them for opening paint cans. Well, I've never done this before, so I don't know what to expect. Huh. I thought that would have been clear, but okay, we'll go from there. Well, I'm only going to mix up half of it because I don't want to screw up the whole thing. Because this is a learning experience. So here's my tint. I got to put 2 ounces in there. I had to ask the Google how many ounces were in a quart, and the Google never lies to me. So let's see. Yeah, that looks blue. Ooh, a lot of metallic in there too. It looks like I overshot the 16 ounces. I ended up pouring a little back in the container because I overshot. Some people might call that a mistake. I call it being an overachiever. Ready? Ready? Wow, this actually smells blue. A mixer. Then I gotta add the catalyst after this. I can't stir very good left-handed. Okay, this is the catalyst. I add this. There's no turning back. We'll see how this turns out. Like I said, this is my first time doing this. So if I screw up, I'll screw up big time. I only used half the base, half the tint, and only one of the catalysts. So see how this works. I like to stir in an X pattern because X marks the spot and I'm just spot painting. Well, here goes nothing. See how blue it's supposed to be. This is one light coat. It's got a long ways to go to get dark enough blue to match. I'm a little nervous. It's got a ways to go to get as dark as that blue. A couple more coats. I have no idea what this black there, if I didn't mix the color enough, the tint. I put a second coat on that part. It's definitely darkening up. Not looking too bad. Definitely a textured surface. I definitely say definitely too much, apparently. Definitely. I should go read the instructions again before I get any higher here. It's getting closer, but it still isn't as dark. There's like 3 coats on the bottom there. I think we're going to have to make sure it's well covered here. Well, my paint has just reacted too much, so I gotta call it good. Doesn't quite look like the same blue. We'll see though, huh? The paint just got too reacted too much, too thick. I had to quit. I'm not really sure why Angie calls me Minnesota crazy, just because I'm different than the big logging YouTubers. I'm just crazy. I'm not necessarily just Minnesota crazy. You can see it's got a pretty textured look, but that's alright. That's what I was going for. I'm not sure what's going on here, but definitely 2 different colors on this. I spent the morning down there trying to find a paint that would match better, using their camera and all this and that, and looking through paint samples. It just isn't the same.
And if you don't watch his video, watch it. He puts out a really good video. David Haley Logging. And David's just a good guy. And I emailed him, told him thank you for that, wrote a big mushy thing about how well I think. And somebody wrote me back and said, "You've got, this ain't the right one." I don't know if he was just messing with me, or I did send it to somebody else. I'm subject to do stuff like that, for my emails messed up on my computer. It's
Blame it on the computer.
Well, my mind's about shot too, you know. I had this old boy's mind going. But David, if you're watching this, thank you for that. I really enjoy it. And sorry about forgetting it, but we'll blame that on the chemo, you know. And I'm the director for not saying hat right at the beginning, you know. But I do appreciate my hat. I really do. I appreciate you thinking enough of me to send it.
The paint man at the place where I buy my paint from, the expert, he's back. He was on vacation. Today's his first day back. Apparently he didn't have time to mix me up some new paint. But I just got a call a little bit ago, said they found paint that's going to match a whole lot closer, and they'll send it up tomorrow. So hopefully I will try to spray on, because they're going to do a rattle can of it for me, and we'll test her out. Well, here's the secondary clutch out of the Ranger, and these, I wanted to build some spacers, so it fit good there, but it would not fit down in there. So, as Archie called it, creative grinding to the outside of this to make it fit down in there. So hopefully that'll help my shifting issue. Well, it's after 5, but I don't feel like making a mad dash for my pickup in this kind of downpour. I might get wet. I don't know if you can tell, but it's raining. Pouring pretty good. Hey, it's not snow.
Okay, Mother, what can you think of now? She's a making, so I guess that's good. I don't know.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day.